there's this belief that you have to work nonstop. You have to work 100+ hour weeks. You have to starve yourself or not eat or forget to eat or whatever the case may be, and you can't sleep and all these things. It's almost like it's an epidemic. And just to showcase it, I got some stats here that I want to read off. So let's jump into them. 70% of small business owners work at least one weekend regularly.
Crazy.
Only 57% of them take vacations. And 67% of entrepreneurs who take vacations still check into work at least once a day. Do you check your emails once a day, Johnny?
Well, I used to.
Yeah. I mean, we are so familiar with the hustle, the grind, really lived that lifestyle. And it was draining.
To ensure a family-friendly experience, we have edited any strong language in this video. Listen to the audio podcast version for an unadulterated, authentic, and enhanced experience. The Jonny and Hector Show is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and other popular podcasting platforms.
Here's the thing. College is built around the hustle. You know, everyone stays up late, you're grinding to finish papers, take exams, etc. And I feel like since we started multiple businesses in college, on top of that culture that already existed, that makes it very natural for when you become an entrepreneur right out of college to, we're gonna work 100-hour weeks, because you're almost earning this badge of like,
Hardcore.
I'm not getting paid, but I'm still working 100-hour weeks.
I mean, especially when you and I were in college, and even now, a lot of the personal development talk was you gotta work these long days, these long weeks. You gotta sleep on the ground of a hotel room eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And
ramen.
And don't get me wrong, don't get us wrong. Of course, when you start a business as an entrepreneur, you're getting yourself out there. Yeah, you have to build your reputation and you have to make your stamp on the ground, but there's almost this belief that you have to do it nonstop.
Yeah.
I think it was 2019.
It's like 5 years in.
Yeah, 5 years in, we just come back from the DevLearn conference, and I was having coffee with a good friend of ours who's also a business owner as well. And I told him during that conference that you and I hit a huge milestone. And that milestone was we signed the largest contract at that point that we had signed. It was a 6-figure contract. And we had never signed a 6-figure contract for one client, for one contract at that point. And there was this instant like happiness. And then at the same time, there was this instant, well, if I don't keep working 100-hour weeks and grinding, then we're gonna be out of business.
The lifestyle was terrible when you like really think about it. I remember before college, I was super into health and fitness. And then I just remember not eating healthy. I probably weighed 20, 30 pounds heavier than I do now. Wasn't working out. And was stressed all the time. And it was just like what you said, Hector, like, it was like rinse and repeat. We'd close a deal, and you'd be like excited for a moment, go out to, you know, one of our favorite restaurants like La Loma, get a big margarita, spend like a couple $100, and then be like, okay, now we got to deliver this and sell more. And I remember just getting to a point where I was just like, what's the point? Like, what are we actually working towards? Because I actually don't like working 100-hour weeks. Like, I don't feel good. There was no time to spend with friends, you know, because we lived together. We moved in right away. We lived together for like 4 or 5 years. And it was literally get up in the morning, no morning routine.
And just work.
Yeah, I remember getting out of bed. Our office was in the room next to me. So I lived in the basement.
Yep.
Our office was literally in the room next to the bedroom in the basement. I get up, walk over to my desk, open up my computer, and start working. And then we did that all day. We probably worked every weekend day, but we weren't getting anywhere.
Yeah, this really bothered me. Not spending time with friends, not spending time taking care of our bodies, right? What killed me the most is that my family lives in Greece. That's where my family lives. I felt bad going to visit my family. I felt bad leaving Colorado to go to Greece. I felt like, no, I need to sacrifice that.
Yeah.
And in some instances I did. There were certain trips that I wish that were longer. There were certain trips that I wish I had gotten out there sooner. There were certain times where I would only go back during the holidays, and I loved the summer, but hadn't gone back for many summers in a row. And it kills me that I had to sacrifice spending the little time that we have on this planet not with the people that I love for, in the grand scheme of things, a short amount of time. But that feeling of guilt.
Yeah. And this is like pre-work from home culture too.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it
oh
wasn't
yeah,
like,
oh yeah, oh yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to go to Greece and work, which you did. Like that wasn't acceptable. Like in the culture, it was like, you got to have an office. Like
You got to go to the office.
And for
gotta be
entrepreneurs,
here.
it was like, I feel like everyone has the same story of like, yeah, you know, we built it out of our basement. We literally built it out of your basement. I remember one of those trips you were in Greece. It felt like the entire business collapsed when I got home one day and the entire house was flooded.
Oh God.
And that was crazy because
was
you go
insane.
from like working 100-hour weeks and you identify with work. That's like who you are. And that's what happens to entrepreneurs is we become our work and our identity gets wrapped up in it. So I remember coming home, I walk in the door and it sounds like the house is on fire. Like literally, it sounds like the house is on fire. It smells like the house is on fire because I smell like burnt plastic. And I'm like, what?
Flufflefudge.
You know, like we're working 100-hour weeks. I get home 10, 11 p.m. after a movie, and I was like, what the heck is going on? And there's just water everywhere. It's just pouring out of the main floor bathroom. And I'm like,
Holy guacamole.
I run downstairs. The ceiling has literally collapsed. You know, and our office is right there. Like my bedroom, there's no ceiling anymore. Everything is just destroyed. And then I immediately, first thing I thought about was, I gotta pull all of our
Stuff.
out of here. So I literally just start taking computer after computer,
The
all
hard
of our filming
drives.
equipment, all the hard drives. I go into a panic. Call my dad, he comes over, we call the fire department, they show up, get everything turned off. I just remember being completely crushed because you work to build something, and at that point, we didn't really have anything. What we had was like the physical space that we worked in and each other. And it was just nuts. I remember calling you like nonstop.
And I remember
middle of
waking
the
up
night.
because like I'm in Greece and I had my phone on silent. So I didn't hear any of the phone calls and I wake up to literally like 15 missed calls. And I'm like, something happened. Something happened. Yeah, man, those were some crazy times.
Head over to the Jonny and Hector Show playlist on YouTube to keep watching, or listen to the audio version on Apple, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.